Welcome back to this deep dive. The topic couldn't be more timely, really. It's the AI revolution currently just sweeping through web development.
It's everywhere right now.
It is. And if you've been looking at building a new site, you've probably heard the pitch. These tools promising to churn out a fully functional web presence faster than you can check your email. So today, we're tearing into the source material you provided to find out exactly where these lightning-fast tools hit their absolute non-negotiable limit.
That's right. Our mission here is, well, it's critical. We are zeroing in on the indispensable human expertise that's required not just for a functional website, but for one that achieves, optimal performance and delivers a truly exceptional user experience.
Right.
AI can automate the building blocks, it can construct a web, absolutely, but the data suggests it cannot by itself build a great web, and that distinction, that really matters.
It matters profoundly for engagement and, I imagine, profitability. Okay, so let's start with that seductive promise. We're talking about tools like Wix ADI, that's artificial design intelligence, or platforms like Bookmark. They're using machine learning to automate everything.
Everything from layout to the initial content placement.
Yeah, and this drastically slashes both development time and cost. The sources indicate you can deploy a functional site in, minutes rather than weeks? That level of efficiency is really the core promise.
And that promise of pure efficiency is often fulfilled, to be fair. But here's the immediate, unavoidable conflict. These fast, functional sites tend to be optimized for the average user.
The average.
Yeah.
So they lack uniqueness.
They lack uniqueness. They often fail to capture that authentic brand personality, and they completely miss the deep, subtle, psychological user connection that actually drives sustained engagement.
And loyalty and results.
And bottom line results. They are essentially functional shells that are more often than not instantly forgettable.
That's the crux of it, isn't it? The difference between just functional and truly memorable. Okay, so let's unpack that first major stumbling block for AI, the fundamental human element of true creativity.
Well, when we examine this creativity gap, the mechanism is pretty straightforward. AI is a world champion at one thing: pattern recognition.
Okay.
It takes trillions of existing data points, successful layouts, color palettes, content structures, and it remixes and optimizes them based on historical data. It's an expert synthesizer, ensuring your site meets a technical best practice.
So if AI is the world-class DJ who can perfectly blend two existing, hit tracks for a guaranteed crowd pleaser,
then the human developer is the artist writing a completely new genre of music. That's a perfect analogy.
I see.
AI struggles to generate breakthrough designs or truly novel ideas that fall outside the parameters of its training data. The human advantage lies in intuition and market insight.
So humans can imagine something that doesn't exist yet.
Exactly. A future state, a design solution, a brand interaction that doesn't look exactly like the past. They see possibilities that AI models were simply never fed.
And we see the consequences of this kind of generic optimization in real-world brand identity. I mean, you look at an automated template, you get something clean, fast,
Completely safe.
completely safe. But then you look at a website like Tesla's, the source material points to this as a key example of human-crafted defiance.
Absolutely. The Tesla site doesn't follow the average best practice layout at all. It's highly visual, it relies heavily on high-impact scrolling, and it often minimizes traditional navigation elements.
Which seems risky.
Very. It reflects a bold brand ethos of innovation and disruption. It's a design choice that an AI trained to optimize for generic conversion rates using existing patterns would likely flag as too risky or unconventional.
That willingness to take a creative leap to risk convention for identity, that's purely human.
That's it.
Think about that for a moment, you who are listening. When was the last time a generic automated website design genuinely surprised you or made you pause?
Right.
I mean, the answer is probably never. That gap is what we're talking about.
And this vacuum of genuine creativity, it directly relates to the missing ingredient of emotional intelligence.
Okay.
AI can use sophisticated scripting to mimic empathy. It can deliver a response that sounds appropriate based on keywords, but it lacks genuine emotional awareness. It can't read between the lines.
It seems like that tiny 1% difference between mimicry and understanding is where the entire user experience just collapses.
It absolutely does. I mean, consider the nuances AI cannot detect. It can miss sarcasm, cultural context, hesitation, or the underlying emotional weight behind a user's typed interaction.
It's context blind.
Algorithms are, by their nature, context blind to subtle human cues. A humia reads the intent behind the words. AI just processes the words themselves.
And the sources highlight how critical this is, especially in, like, high-stakes situations, customer support or crisis management.
Right. An AI chatbot trained to look for specific keywords indicating distress might fail to recognize a non-standard description of a crisis. If emotions run high or the user is culturally nuanced, the bot often just continues executing its script.
Which is a huge emotional disconnect.
And it can irrevocably damage brand trust. The human staff member, sensing the urgency and tone, can immediately pivot from script execution to a comforting response and appropriate escalation. That subtle layer of recognition is the difference between retaining a customer and losing them forever.
So the lesson here is that you need that human filter to ensure the user feels heard, not just processed.
Precisely. And before we move on, I want you to reflect on that difference. Think about your favorite brand's website. What specific detail, maybe a piece of witty microcopy?
That's the small text on buttons and things.
Exactly, the navigational text or button descriptions, or maybe a subtle design choice. What connects with you emotionally? What is that distinctly human touch, AI couldn't have synthesized?
Let's pivot now. So we've established that humans excel at heart and soul. Now let's talk about the hard facts, the data itself. And here's where it gets really interesting. When AI relies solely on data, which is its undeniable superpower, we run into some serious structural problems that absolutely demand a human auditor.
This is the data dependency trap. AI's output is only as good as its input. Simple as that. If the data it's trained on is biased or outdated or incomplete, the resulting solutions, no matter how quickly they are generated, will be fundamentally flawed.
They'll just reinforce existing inequities.
Right. The rule is simple. Biased data yields biased outcomes.
And the sources provide a compelling and pretty costly real-world case study for this.
Yeah.
The Amazon AI recruiting tool failure.
Oh, yeah.
It was designed to automate the initial resume screening process.
Yeah.
And it promised incredible efficiency.
And the failure mechanism here is crucial to understand. The AI started discriminating against female candidates, and people asked why. Because it was trained on historical hiring data, and historically, men dominated the tech sector at Amazon. The algorithm, recognizing this historical trend, essentially concluded that male candidates were intrinsically superior for the roles.
So it penalized resumes that included terms like women's chess club.
Women's chess club, female university, things like that. It didn't invent the bias, it simply amplified the historical inertia present in the data set.
Wow.
Correct. It reinforced the existing bias rather than identifying and eliminating it. And this required immediate, costly human intervention to audit the system, interpret those algorithmic blind spots, and correct the mechanism.
So you need humans to provide that ethical interpretation layer.
It's essential, especially when AI is making high-stakes decisions about people or brand positioning.
This moves us beyond just bias and into the realm of complex strategy. AI is a magnificent administrative assistant, great at the routine.
It handles repetitive, well-defined tasks with incredible efficiency. Think basic content updates, bulk data processing, or standard form submissions.
But where does human mastery truly kick in when the AI fails to process new data points?
It kicks in when facing ambiguity and emergent challenges. AI falters when there's no historical precedent, no clear right answer, or when the market shifts unexpectedly, requiring a creative pivot.
That makes sense.
Human experts excel at iterative problem solving, constantly adapting, charting a course without a historical map, and testing radical changes in real time.
Let's use the analogy of travel planning again because it's so relatable.
Mm-hmm.
AI is phenomenal at booking flights and finding hotels. They define logistics.
But the human travel expert provides those nuanced, personalized recommendations based on unspoken preferences and context clues the AI misses.
How so?
For instance, a human might say, look, I see you book this very popular European destination, but based on your previous trip where you mentioned you disliked crowds and preferred quiet reflection, I think this less-known, slightly off-season location would actually maximize your happiness.
Right, that is strategic, ambiguous problem-solving informed by deep human context. The AI would never do that.
No.
That's the difference between optimization and strategy.
So we've established that humans are superior in terms of creativity, empathy, and strategic oversight. But what about the bottom line? The wallet?
Mm-hmm.
Does the sheer speed of AI actually translate into superior long-term value? Or is it a short-term gain that sacrifices long-term growth?
Well, this takes us directly to the human edge in brand identity and conversion. AI fundamentally struggles to capture a brand's unique voice, its core values, and the local cultural flavor that's necessary to truly resonate with a diverse audience.
So it's the difference between a website that just looks professional.
And a website that tells a compelling story.
Exactly.
Human experts strategically tailor the user experience and user interface, the UX/UI, based on market psychology, understanding emotional triggers, and weaving narratives that build lasting connections.
And the specialized tailoring, it boosts engagement.
It dramatically boosts engagement, secures user trust, and ultimately drives conversion rates far beyond what a generic, optimized AI template can achieve.
That brings to mind a great summary quote from Inside Out Solutions cited in the source material. They said, "Our human-crafted sites embody brand personality and market nuances AI misses. That's where magic happens."
That's it. It encapsulates the idea that function is AI's job, but magic is the human developer's domain.
I like that.
And when we weigh the cost-benefit reality, the picture becomes very clear. AI offers tremendous short-term advantages: deployment speed, lower upfront costs, and rapid scalability.
Which looks incredibly compelling on a quarterly budget report, I'm sure.
It does, but if your goal is sustained business growth, you have to look at the long-term value. Human expertise delivers an authentic user experience, which translates directly to higher engagement.
And strategic optimization.
That translates to superior conversion.
Yeah.
And those two elements combined deliver sustained business results. While the speed of AI is undeniable, the sources, including McKinsey, report that 63% of enterprises see measurable revenue growth from AI.
Which is a huge number.
It is, but that statistic underscores that human insight is absolutely critical for framing the strategy and auditing the inputs necessary to maximize that success.
Yeah.
AI helps you process data. Humans help you monetize it ethically and strategically.
That is a fundamental distinction. If you want a functional website built on average data, use AI.
Yeah.
If you want a profitable, high-trust business built on strategic brand identity, you have to integrate human intelligence.
It's about risk and opportunity. I mean, consider this. What's the biggest risk in relying purely on automated, data-driven decisions for your brand identity? Is it just being generic?
Or is it something deeper?
Something deeper, like unwittingly alienating a core, high-value customer group because the algorithm couldn't see past the data averages. That's the challenge that keeps strategists up at night.
So let's synthesize our findings. The future of truly exceptional web development isn't replacement. It belongs to the blend of capabilities.
That's right. AI accelerates, it automates all those routine tasks, speeds deployment, handles massive data processing. It offers our human teams superpowers of speed and scale.
And humans create and refine.
They provide the creativity, the crucial emotional intelligence, the strategic vision, and the innovative problem-solving that AI cannot touch.
And most importantly,
humans provide the quality control, ensure brand alignment, and uphold the necessary ethical oversight that protects against algorithmic bias and failure.
the ultimate goal then isn't just a site that loads fast. It's a site that is fast, functional, and deeply engaging. We have to blend AI efficiency with human creativity, empathy, and strategic thinking. The human touch remains, as we've seen across all our source material, the non-negotiable requirement for excellence.
Indeed. AI can build a framework, but humans build the connections that matter. We've discussed creativity and empathy as the two major human pillars AI can't replicate. But as this technology continues to evolve at breakneck speed, I'm left wondering, what subtle, distinctly human skill outside of those two giants will become the next crucial, non-negotiable requirement for digital excellence? Something to think about as you navigate this rapidly changing landscape. Until next time.